Hello friends, welcome to my channel Clinical Biochemistry by Dr. P.K. Prabhakar. Today I am going to talk about the CSIR examinations, how you can start your preparation for CSIR examinations, because I have received many queries on different platforms like WhatsApp, YouTube, Instagram, like how to start preparation, how to do preparation, which book to contact, means how we can see the different units, different syllabus of the syllabus CSIR, and then so all those things. So we are going to talk all those things in the details today. So first we are going to start how you can start from the first point, like if you are just doing your MSc. So this video is applicable actually for all the students, either you have completed your MSc or you are pursuing your MSc. So normally after the first year you can appear for the CSIR examinations. So this video will be applicable for all the students. So the first point, what you have to do it, or your step number 1 will be the take out the printout of your CSIR syllabus. So for that one you can visit to CSIR website, that is CSIRHRDG.res.in. So once you are going to visit there, you can download the CSIR syllabus, and if you will see the syllabus, there are 13 different units are there. So whole syllabus of life sciences is divided into 13 different units. It is not possible for everyone that you can complete all the 13 syllabus. Normally it is practically not possible, but if you want you can do it. So you have to select the according to your expertise, according to your background. Like if you are pursuing your MSc in zoology, so you can select the different units which is part of your curriculum. If you are doing MSc biotechnology, you can select according to your expertise. You can, if you are doing MSc in botany, you can select according to so according to your expertise you can select the particular different units. Roughly on an average you can call it, you should go for 8 to 10 units. That is, the 10 is the sufficient number. If you are going to prepare for 10 different units, 10 different chapters, it is more than sufficient. 8 is also okay, but if you are going to do more than 10, that it will be having some added advantage, like it will be, you can it is a kind of bonus in your preparations. So what are the different 10 units you need to tackle, and what are the advantages of that one? That also we will talk about that one. So when you are going to start your preparation for the CSIR, this preparation not only help you to qualify the CSIR examination, but it also going to help you during your interview, because after the CSIR qualifying CSIR examinations, you have to go for interview for different IIT or CSIR labs. Whenever you are going to apply for PhD, you have to qualify their interview round. So during interview, these units, these preparations will certainly going to help you. So there are some of the chapters like cell biology, molecular biology, fundamental processes, cell signaling. Then you can go for central dogma like DNA replication, transcription, translations, immunology. So these are some of the basic which we can call it. It is a core content which is applicable normally for all the places. So either you are coming from zoology background, you are coming from biotechnology background, you are coming from botany background. So these are the units normally applicable everywhere. So you have to select the chapters according to your expertise, because you are expertise. So no one is going to know the strength what you are having more than you. So you can judge your expertise best more than anyone. So you have to select your chapters according to your choice. Now once you have selected the chapters, then you are going to start your reading. So after these selections, what are the chapter you need to syllabus? So from my side, my recommendation is you should not leave chapter number 1, 2, 3, 4. Chapter number first is called as molecular basis of life, molecules you can call it, that is basically biochemistry portions. Chapter number 2 is cellular organizations. Chapter number 3 is probably fundamental processes like DNA replication, transcription, translations, and chapter number 4 is normally cellular signaling and communication. So these 4 chapters, chapter number 1, 2, 3 and 4, or unit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the basic units. basic components. So it will be applicable, it will make your base. So it will be applicable everywhere throughout your PhD or throughout your processes. Then chapter number 13, last chapter, that is normally methods of biology, where we are normally going to talk about instrumentations, different type of instrumentations like chromatography, centrifugations, electrophoresis, different other techniques also. So all those techniques throughout your PhD. So these methodology will help you in your PhD, not only PhD, after your PhD also. So that's why you should not leave chapter number 1, 2, 3 and 4, because these are the basic chapter bases. It will help you to make your base. Chapter number 13, that is the methods, so instrumentation, that will help you during your PhD also or after your PhD also. Many questions comes on that one. Then chapter number 8, which is inheritance biology, chapter number 9, which is diversity of life, chapter number 10, which is ecology or ecological principles, and chapter number 11, which is evolutions, and chapter number 12, which is applied biology. So these 5 units, 8, 9, 10, 11, normally these are the one of the easiest unit, you can call it. So you don't have to do too much of effort to study all these 4 units. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, these are the 4 units which will make your base. Chapter number 13, that is methods. So you have selected 5 chapters. Then 4 easiest chapter I am going to tell you, chapter number 8, 9, 10 and 11. So 9 chapter I have told you, that is the easiest chapters, and chapter number 12, that is the applied biology, where normally we are going to talk about the application of genetic engineering, molecular biology and other things. So that is also you can easily do it. So these are the 10 different units, normally you should do it. Otherwise you can select any other chapters from chapter number 5, 6, 7 as per your expertise. So these are the 10 units from my recommendation. It is our recommendation, so you can go for all these things, these chapters. Once you have done your chapter finalizations, now you are going to start your study. So for your study, you should normally, what we are doing, we are going to make our timetable. So normally we should not make the timetable, we should make the target. So your study should be target oriented, not the time oriented. Means it should not be like that one. I am going to study 2 hours for this chapter, I am going to study 2 hours for that chapter. So it should not be like that one. Your aim should be, I am going to study this chapter today. So either it will take 1 hour or it will take 10 hours or 5 hours, whatever time it will take. So that for every chapter you have to give you a specific time, because time duration is fixed for you. Your exam will be announced in the April, and probably sometime in the mid of June your examination will be there. So you don't have unlimited time. So you have to divide your time according to your choice. Now for every chapter you should select a specific book. Like if I am going to talk about the DNA replications or transcription or translations, you can go there, different books are there. So no need to go for every books. You can select a specific books, read that book thoroughly. Like you can go for Leninger, you can go for Gerald Karp, you can go for Watson. If you want to study cell signaling, cellular processes, cellular structures, cell communications, then you can go for Cooper. So there are a number of different books are there. So I will make a separate video on the different books for a specific units. But normally whenever you are going to select a book, select a good reference book, so that it will give you thorough study, thorough understanding. And once you are going to read the book, because this is, if you are going to read the first time, then you should make a small note, precise note in concise form, so that next time when you are going to revise it, you need not to have to study whole chapters thoroughly. So just by visualization, those summary of your notebook, you can have the understanding of complete chapters. That is another thing. First read textbook, then summarize it in the concise forms, and that summary you have to revise it. First revision should be within few days, then you can increase the duration of gap between the revisions. So you have to revise it regularly, so that ultimately you will be memorize it. So that is the point. So for every chapters, whatever chapter you have selected, you should have a concise note for that one. Once you have studied, you have selected your chapters, you have done your study, you have make your notes, then you are going to do the practice for the previous year questions. So, roughly if you are going to see the 10 years or 5 years previous year questions, you can see a kind of patterns. So, according to that pattern, you can automatically analyze from which chapters roughly how many questions are coming and which type of questions are coming. So, whenever you are going to do the practice for the previous year questions, that time do not go only for the correct answers, why particular options are correct. It is not necessary that you should know the correct answer, you should also know why that other 3 options are the wrong. So, that will make your concept very clear. So, whenever you are going to solve a questions, not only go and understand the correct answer, why that answer is correct, also you have to understand why other 3 options are wrong. So, means questions, options and their analytical portions, you have to analyze it very critically, so that you will understand that questions correctly. There are few tips which I need to give it to you before going for preparations, like you can make a small note, as small as possible you can get, so that you can understand also. It should not be so that small that you have to go for the book also. So, and you watch for many different complicated, there are number of things which is very complicated, which you need to emphasize more for the study. So, those things normally you can see some of the animations, some of the videos, and normally as a human tendency, we memorize, we remember more video things. Whenever we watch a video, it will be in our memory for longer duration of time than the audio modes or the study modes. So, that is why go for animations or the video things. So, that will help you for the understanding. Second thing is, whenever you are going to read some reference books, try to understand, try to visualize those processes, like if you are going to study the cell processes, cell electron transfer change. Let us see, I am going to talk about electron transfer change. So, just imagine that you are in the mitochondria and nearby we are having 4 different complexes, and electron is moving from here to there, and it is swimming, like I am talking about the cell. So, this I can assume this room as a cell. So, this is having membrane. So, all from outside we are having membrane, we are having channels, these are gates are channels, windows are different kind of channels. So, it means you can memorize, you can analyze, you can assume it anyway. So, if you are going to make certain things in your mind, so that you will remember it. So, second thing. Third thing, whenever you are going to read the textbook, normally see the pictures, pictorial things, because it will help you to better understanding. So, picture, figures and their captions. So, first try to understand with the figure and their captions, because it will help you for better understanding, fast understanding, and then number of concept will be very clear. So, these are few tips. Another thing is, whenever you are going to read it, revise it, recall it, not remember it, because in your examination you do not have notebooks, you do not have textbooks. So, that if you are not getting some questions, you are going to understand it. So, in that time you have to remember it. So, better try to recall it, memorize it, so that you put some pressure on your brain, so that you are going to remember that answers or not. If you are able to remember it, it is perfectly fine. Till the time you can recall it automatically, you have to revise it regularly. So, these are certain points, certain tips which will help you. Next time, next video, I will help come for the CSIR. So, thank you very much. If you have any query, any things, you can write in the comment box. Thank you.